Japan's Prime Minister has held talks with Philippine President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. in Manila as Tokyo looks to solidify alliances in the face of growing global uncertainty. President Marcos hailing ties hitting 70 years in 2026.
Our uninterrupted exchange of high-level visits over many years has demonstrated the importance that we accord to our bilateral relations and to provide a platform to build upon our engagements for the stability, harmony, and shared benefit of our people. These are the hallmarks of a truly golden age in our bilateral relationship.
Well, the pair discussed areas of cooperation, including tackling sweeping U.S. tariffs that could upend global trade. They also talked security and defense, including China's growing assertiveness in both the South and East China Seas. Japanese and Philippine officials expected to start negotiations this year on two landmark defense pacts. The Japanese Prime Minister's visit to the Philippines follows a trip to Vietnam. It also comes on the heels of Chinese President Xi Jinping's recent tour of Southeast Asia. And more, Buena Bernal joins us live from Metro Manila. Buena, Japan looking to allies in Asia amid uncertainty on trade and tariffs. How could Tokyo and Manila help each other in this environment?
At the Philippines Presidential Palace, Malacanang, at the capital city, Manila, Japanese Prime Minister Ishiba said that Japan will cooperate with the Philippines in its aim to reach upper middle income status. Now, the Philippines Secretary for Economy, Planning and Development, Arsenio Balisacan, said that the Philippines is poised to reach upper middle income status by 2026. But independent observers say that the challenge for the Philippines is to ensure that amid this national economic growth, that it will trickle down to the regions, the Philippines having 18 regions, and not all of those regions, if income is broken down per area, are actually of upper middle income status. And the Japanese leader also saying that a host of packages for the Philippines in terms of the economy will be provided, covering sectors including telecommunications, energy, mineral infrastructure, and disaster risk reduction. For the Philippines part, Philippine President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. hailed Japan's help or assistance in terms of the peace process in the southern Philippines in the Bangsamoro region. Japan, of course, providing that $5 million grant in 2022 to combat the proliferation of loose firearms in that area. And Philippine President also hailing Japan's development assistance to the Philippines as an example, a gold standard for development assistance worldwide. The Philippines, of course, a top recipient of overseas development assistance from Japan. And if you recall, in the historic trilateral summit of the U.S., Philippines, and Japan last year, the Luzon Economic Corridor was launched, and this is seen as a counter to China's Belt and Road initiatives, just in terms of channeling investments to the northern Philippine island of Luzon, but this time around involving the private sector.
All right, Buena, tying together of both security and economic issues, but another focus, or a primary focus in this particular meeting is, of course, security. We talked about those landmark defense pacts, but of course, those will have to clear within each country their legislatures. But what could the pair of leaders agree on in this round of discussions in Manila?
Essentially, they agreed to continue negotiations for a pact that will involve the provision of supplies and services to both countries' defense forces. They also agreed continued discussions, government-to-government discussions on a potential security of information agreement. The Philippines already has this with the United States, a general security of military information agreement, which is essentially an intelligence sharing deal. But the reason why negotiations for these kinds of deals can become protracted is because they involve ensuring ensuring that the cybersecurity systems of both countries are at par and that both countries are amenable to the quality of system security that the other country has.
Thanks. Buena Bernal there reporting live from Metro Manila, Japan's Prime Minister in Southeast Asia, Vietnam. Now he is in the Philippines, two destinations for this specific Southeast Asian trip for Shigure Ishiba.